It's the CFG, and welcome to the Confident Fat Guy podcast. What is going on, beautiful people? It is the CFG, and welcome to another episode of the Confident Fat Guy podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about a conversation that I had with a friend yesterday, and in both of our opinions, the conversation was meant to happen. You know, the funny thing about social media is you can meet people that you've never met before in person, and they're more like family to you than your actual family. Like, never in my wildest imagination would I ever think that I would have such a close knit friendship with a lot of people that I've never met in person, that I've only talked to on social media, TikTok and Instagram. I'm very thankful for the group of friends that I have on social media. Now, this isn't always the case. You know, there are a lot of fake and people that just want to stir the pot. So I got a message yesterday from a friend, and I met her through her sister, and me and her sister were friends on TikTok. And I believe last year it was either on her father's birthday or it was Father's Day that I reached out because they were having a hard time. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, their father passed away, and she posted an emotional, tribute to her father. And I reached out and I told her, hey, if there's anything I can do, if you ever need to talk, hit me up. And I got a friend request from her sister. And, me and her sister, we've talked a little bit on and off, the same thing like her sister, but I've always supported those two, and anything they've posted, you know, I'll I've got their backs. They've always supported me, especially my friend's sister. And then now her, she always has supported me, and I'm always going to have her back. But anyways, I got this message yesterday, and just asking, cuz she wants to start up a podcast as well, and she was just asking me pointers and how to do this and how to do that, and it was just so much to to text back. And I asked her, I was like, do you mind if I FaceTime you on Instagram? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And mind you, this is the first time that we were kind of face to face, but it was video chat. And she was telling me all of her ideas and asking me what I did, and I was sharing my experiences with her about social media and starting up a podcast. And the one thing that got me is I've come to learn from my pain and my suffering and my mental illness that I'm pretty good at looking into people's eyes when we're having a conversation and knowing whether they are truly happy or they're sad or they're hiding something. And this conversation lasted almost an hour and a half, if not longer. And after we got done talking, I said to her, I said, "You're still hurting." And she kind of looked at me, and I said, "I can tell from your eyes. You're still in pain." And it wasn't just me looking into her eyes and feeling that something was not right. It was, comments that she would make here and there that I could tell something just wasn't good. I'm not going to go into the whole conversation just for privacy, but she never got to really grieve over her father's passing. Unfortunately, she was not able to make it in time to the hospital to see her father before he passed away. And that's really been weighing heavy on her. And she is the type that she bottles stuff in until you can't bottle it anymore. And I know the feeling. I've been through it. Um, But it was just all in all a good conversation. And I'm really, really happy that she got a hold of me. Um, and I told her she's getting ready to go on vacation with her husband. And I told her, I was like, you know what, I want you to take a notebook or take your laptop, and if there's a day that you and your husband aren't, sightseeing or whatever the case may be, I want you to go somewhere alone and I want you to cry. I want you to let all your pain out because she's going to be gone for a week. And I told her, when you come back, I want to help you turn your pain and grief into positivity and motivation. And I told her, like, your father's not gone. He may not be here in person, but he was sitting right next to her. And, her story and just, it touched me. Like, she's really a cool chick. Like, she owns hot rods and she's an avid motorcyclist, but she has a good head on her shoulder. And I told her she just needed to figure out how to not hold the pain, because I told her I can help her with motivation and positivity, and I can help her with mental illness and all that, but unfortunately I can't help her through the pain of losing a parent. I have never experienced that kind of pain. Yeah, I've had friends pass, I've had family members pass, but I still have both my parents. So that was something that's very new to me, and that's something that I don't know how to help people through because I've never experienced it. So, really, honestly, I kind of gave her an assignment because I told her when she comes back, we're gonna hit it hard and heavy on all of her dreams and her aspirations and her goals, because I'm gonna help her the best I can. I'm gonna help her get her podcast going. And in future episodes, I want her to be a guest because this girl has so many accolades. It's unbelievable, and her story is amazing. Her goals in life are, just like mine. She wants to help people. And if I'm really being honest, she has inspired me just the last few days of talking to her. Um, she complimented me out this world, and I appreciate it. Um, but she was like, "Man, you really need to do this or do this because you're really good at X, Y, and Z." And I'm like, "Oh, I've got my CNA classes coming up, but after that, maybe that's a possibility." So she has really inspired me to, think outside the box, because you guys know that I'm trying really hard to build the Confident Fat Guy brand. And she was just giving me ideas of things that I kind of have thought about, but she really just put the icing on the cake. One of the main things I told her was, when she got her moment to grieve and cry, was to not write a book, but write down how she's feeling and write down the good times she had with her father. Because what I want to do is, I want to take her pain and her grief and turn it into motivation, because I know that her father is very proud of her, and I want her to continue to make her father proud. And I told her that your dad would not want you to have the mental attitude that you have now because you weren't able to grieve. He wants you to celebrate him, and he wants you to accomplish everything that you want in life. So that is my main goal, is to, when she comes back, is try to help her turn her grief and her pain into motivation. To be able to look up at the sky and be like, "Look, Dad, look what I'm doing." And I wasn't trying to be mean to her at all, but I told her, "You're never gonna succeed when you're in pain, or you're not going to be able to make a video of yourself and it not be genuine, because people can see right through people. And how are you going to be able to help somebody else when you're dead inside? And it was a real emotional conversation, and there was times where I almost started to tear up. And it was like, man, she came to me for help. Now my goal is to not only build my brand, but my goals are to build other people. And if my brand can help build someone else's brand, then I'm going to do it. And I believe that the conversation that we had was a start of a really good partnership, because just the things that she is about to do, she's going to take this world by storm. And I'm just going to be so grateful and honored that I may be able to be a part of that. And that's really all that matters. Is I started this 2.5 years ago to help people. Now I get to brag about my friend and all of her accomplishments. She is a former power lifter. She is a ISSA master trainer. She is a certified personal trainer, a certified nutrition coach, a certified tactical conditioning specialist, a certified strength and conditioning coach, and a certified corrective exercise specialist. Kai started to work out in 2015 on and off, and then in 2018 just took her fitness level to a whole new level, and is pretty much a master of all when it comes to working out and meal prepping and macros. She's not into the yo-yo diets or anything like that. So I want you all to do me a favor and go check her out on Instagram at Kai underscore urban underscore fit. You can find her on TikTok at Kai, Kai, and she is the owner and CEO of Urban Elite Fitness. She is a one on one fitness and nutrition coach for shift workers and busy professionals. Structure, accountability, and sustainable results built around your life is her motto. So stay tuned, because she is actually going to be a guest very soon on the Confident Fat Guy podcast. It's going to be a great conversation, and I cannot wait for it. Again, go show her some love on her social media at Instagram at Kai underscore urban underscore fit. And check her out on TikTok at Kai, Kai. She's got a lot of cool things coming up. She's got a podcast in the works. She has a website in the works. And it's just going to be so awesome. So I appreciate you guys joining me on another episode of the Confident Fat Guy podcast. I will catch you all next week. Always remember, stay positive, stay humble, love yourself, and love each other.